Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Millionaire Mindset Monday. My name is Lakeisha LeGrand, also known as Madam Finance. Coming to you sharing Monday success stories. This week I went on and I'm going to share a success story of a woman this time. The first one was Louis Vuitton. A lot of people know who Louis Vuitton is, his success story, and his struggle and what he did before he became a multi-billionaire. Then also Franklin Clarence Mars, who is the founder and owner of Snickers Bar, M&M's, Mars Bar, etc. He had an awesome story. So if you who all missed episode 1 and 2, I think you will really enjoy their stories. I love to study millionaires and billionaires. I've always have ever since I was younger. And then I ended up with a mentor who just took it on a whole nother level and introduced me to even more millionaire and billionaire stories. So I just think that they just have been very encouraging for me. You know, things haven't always worked out in my businesses. You know, I've started a lot of businesses, failed businesses, started this business, did very well. Um, and then sometimes you just get like, man, what is going on? You know, this didn't work. I've been working hard on this. I spent so many hours on that. But listening to these success stories, it just makes me say, hey, Lakeisha, it's okay. Because guess what? You ain't doing nothing but walking in the same footsteps as these millionaires and billionaires because they all had stories. They all had trials and tribulations. They all had failures until they got what I call a suddenly. They all ended up with suddenly, and boom, business just took right on off. And so I am walking in my footsteps because I have big goals and big dreams, and I'm waiting on my suddenly, and I know it's gonna come. I know it's gonna come. I feel it. You can't even convince me that it's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and I see a bright future for myself, and I see a bright future for you. So the first story I'm gonna read is a very short story. Is on Deborah Fields, who they call Debbie. Debbie Fields was never seen as a person that would start a $1 billion business. But with no money, no formal education, and no support from her family, Debbie built one of the world's most famous cookie brands, Miss Fields Cookies. Debbie said when she told her family that she wanted to start her own business, they said she was crazy. They told me I didn't have any money, education, or experience. But hearing them made me more determined. I started going into banks and asking for a loan. I would bring my business plan and my cookies, and they would look at my plan and eat all my cookies and tell me thanks, but no. I started waking up every morning and telling myself, somewhere there's a person who wants to say yes. Somewhere there's a person who wants to say yes. I kept bringing my cookies, sharing my dreams, and finally I managed to get a loan with 21% interest. I was thrilled. The gentleman who finally granted the loan told her, I love your product and I love your enthusiasm. Debbie said, from the bank's perspective, they need to trust you, that you will pay the loan back. Also, you need to let the product sell itself, whether a good service or skill. If you want someone to pay for it, you should let them try it first. After she received the loan, she used the money to open her first cookie shop. But Fields soon found herself in a tough situation again. No one came in to buy her cookies. It was a failure. But Debbie didn't give up. She was determined to make it work. So Fields hit the sidewalk with a sheet full of cookies, giving people her cookies for free, telling everyone to come to the shop and buy a big bag of cookies. Debbie was determined to succeed. Now with Debbie, she opened up her first shop in Palo Alto, California, has since sparked over 600 stores throughout the world. Fields also had other businesses that she named after her children, her three daughters. She also wrote her own autobiography. She also, which was called One Smart Cookie. She written numerous cookbooks, including Debbie Fields' Great American Desserts in 1996. Now, between 1985 and 1988, the company opened up 225 new stores. By the late 1980s, the chain had grown to include 425 cookie stores across the United States and abroad, with annual retail sales of over $87 million a year. Fields expanded her product line, adding oatmeal raisin, walnut, coconut, macadamia nut, and other cookie combinations, as well as brownies and a frozen cookie treat. Today, Miss Fields has over 5,000 employees, and her cookies are sold in over 1,000 retail stores in the United States and in over 11 different countries all over the world. Her company brings in over $450 million per year. Oh wow, it's even more than what this one says. For over 450 million per year. Debbie Fields has won numerous awards for her philanthropy and continues to help those in need in all over the world. So, excuse me, I apologize. Oh, ooh, that's some good old alkaline water. One of the reasons why I chose Debbie Fields is, for one, that was my second job. My first job was Popeye's Chicken while I was in high school, and my second job was Debbie Fields, and those cookies were really, really, really good. And I really did enjoy working there. It really was, very wonderful, great experience for it to be my second job and to be so young. Now, another reason why, not only did I work there, was one reason why I wanted to do it, and it just reminded me the just shall live by faith. Habakkuk 2:4. Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So it just reminds me about how important it is to write your goals down. Have a vision. Like she had a vision. And even though she got married also, there's a lot of other things in the story that I didn't read about, but she did get married to a guy, I think his name was Randall Fields, and he believed in her, used to take her cookies, to her job, but when she first opened up her store, he didn't believe it. Like, he did not believe that she was going to make any money. He didn't even think she was going to make $50 that day. But nobody came in. She was like, oh man, ain't nobody came in. So she hit the streets. With a pan full of cookies. And then to make a long story short, she made $75 that day. So, that make you feel good. Yeah, $75 may not be a lot, but for your first day, your grand opening, you got to make something. So that'll give you something. Okay, at least I made $75. If I can make $75 a day, then I know I can make money from here on out. you know. But I think that is, really important. In doing the story, it talked about she had a business plan. So a lot of people don't have a business plan. You'll be surprised on how many people that I actually talk to, and I've helped them start their business, and they don't have a business plan. Never done a business plan, and what I came to find out with my experience working at Chase Bank and meeting a lot of business people, successful business people, is I found out that the business plan is really not for other people. You might get business plans so you can try to get some money, get maybe for an investor, maybe, to get a loan from a bank like she did. She had her business plan. So you got to be prepared. Preparation is the key. When the opportunity presents itself, it's too late to prepare. So have it ready. And it's really for you, because you have to write the vision down. So once you write it down, it really come alive. It come alive. And you get a chance to, be specific. And I'm gonna talk about that today. Some of the things that you need to do, what I recommend. I don't like to tell people what they need to do, but what I recommend is that you set SMART goals and targets. And I use the acronym SMART. You set SMART goals and targets. One of the best ways to ensure your business growth and to show your business growth is to set yourself SMART goals and targets. SMART means to set something, be specific about your goals. Let it be measurable, be attainable, make them relevant, and make them time based. So we're gonna start off with S. It's to be specific. You need to have detailed end results in mind. And so that's where the business plan come in at. Everything I tell some of the people who I mentor is that everything about business is not going to be fun. There's certain things you're going to really, really enjoy about your business. And then there's some things you're going to dread to do. Like, oh, I got to do that. Yeah, you got to do it. But when you write the vision down and make it plain, you get a chance to really see the end result in mind. Also, the M for SMART is measurable. Make your goals or your targets measurable. You need to specify numbers. So, like me and my business partners, I have a company called Natural Living by Design. It's only like 2 years old. The first year, pretty much, was educating myself, taking classes, taking courses, and sometimes that's just what that's sometimes what you have to do, is take your classes and take your courses, but make them measurable, because in order for you to be you got to know the numbers. How you not gonna know your numbers? Like, you have to know your numbers. So even our business, it's like twofold, and what we're looking for, we definitely need God, and it's super big, and we got to know the numbers. The only way that we're going to be able to make it and do what we have to do and get our building and to purchase our equipment, we need to know the numbers on how much it's going to cost. We need to know the numbers. Okay, how much, if we get this equipment, buy this equipment, how much money can we make off of this? So you got to know those. You got to know those. Got to know those numbers. And again, another key thing, please take away, is that the business plan is really for you, really not for. They're good to have if you're getting a loan, or if you're getting, trying to get an investor again. But I cannot tell you how important to do a business plan, and it's really more so for you than it is for them. You want to make your goals and your targets attainable. It needs to be something you can achieve, yet still a challenge. So you want to make something, set some goals. So I ended up getting some business partners, and one thing that's good, we have goals. Okay, we're going to accomplish this. We're going to accomplish this. What are you going to accomplish, even if it's for to the end of the year, next year, 2 years, whatever it is, make it so that it's attainable. And then it's motivational if you go ahead and figure out a goal that's very attainable. It make you feel good. And then once you attain that one, okay, let's go to the next one. You want to make your goals and your targets relevant. They need to be relevant to your business. Make your goals relevant. Something that you're not just wasting your time. So everything you is calculated. Everything is calculated. It makes sense. Make something that's relevant to your business. The last thing is the T, time based. You need to have a timeline in mind. So always have a time. I'm going to accomplish this by this in 2 months, in 3 months, in 2 weeks, And sometimes you may not meet the deadline, but it's okay. Because if you don't meet it's okay to set another deadline. But at least you set a deadline, and it will help motivate you to get to the next step. Another thing that I find that I wanted to share with you today is also ensure that you're creating regular content for your website. Like, that is so key. When it comes to growing your business online, creating regular content for your business and your company blog is like very, very important. So we really been working on that in our Natural Living by Design and my Madam Finance website, which I call my brand resume, that I'm still working on. So if you go there, you will see that I'm trying to post my blogs, whether you do it every day, once a week, twice a week. You do want to be consistent. So that's what I'm working on, being consistent. If you can't be consistent with doing your content, because it's a lot. It's a lot when you're trying to run a business. And being successful is not a solo act. So you need like-minded people. You need to have kind of like put a team together. I had went to the point to so much stuff that needed to be done. Like, I accomplished so much the first year. But then the second year, I accomplished a lot too. But it still was so much that needed to be done to where it was time for me to get me a business partner. So I sought out, I prayed on it. This is not my first rodeo around. I had a restaurant for years with my, now ex-husband. And so one thing I learned out of that experience is that it is very important who you become, you're a partner with. That's very, very very important. You don't want to partner up with anybody, but at the same time, being successful is not a solo act. God set it up that way. You need to, God blesses people through people. A lot of times when God want to bless you, he send you someone. In order for you to be successful, you need people. Like, you can't get around it. Like, you need people. We need each other to be able to, to make it. So I'm a firm believer that being successful is not a solo act. If you're not ready for a partner, then you might need to maybe start off with some employees. And I know that could be scary, but it definitely is worth it in the end, and you definitely would, get more accomplished. Once I ended up going in partnership. I actually ended up with 2 people, and I don't regret. It's one of the best decisions I could have made with my company. We have accomplished so much. I am so excited about our collaboration. If you started off by yourself with a business and you decide that you want to add some business partners with you, then make sure that you get like a operating agreement or a partnership agreement. Once you all have agreed upon your partnership and what your percentage is and different things like that, because that is, very important. And you do have to trust. You have to trust your people, trust, who you are, but you definitely need to be careful with who you decide to go in business with. Um, Something else I wanted to state about. I mentioned the operating agreement, and then also, or partnership agreement. Oh, one of the things that I definitely wanted to mention that just happened to come up is that when building a team, since we're talking about teams, one of the remember reading years ago, I don't know if it was from Robert Kiyosaki or someone, but I remember reading about you have to build a team. When you and you should have somebody that you all have regular meetings. And one of the main things that you should have on your team, you should make sure you have an accountant, and you need to make sure you have a lawyer. Those should be the most primarily people that you have on your team first. A good accountant to make sure that you're keeping your books right, and also making sure you have a lawyer to be able to help you, because the bigger you get, my mentor is awesome, and he just kind of like let because people will try to sue you. That's gonna happen if you're talking about being a millionaire or running a billionaire dollar business. Yeah, that's going to come in time where, yes, people are going to be trying to sue you left and right. So you do need a lawyer. It kind of come with the territory from different millionaire and billionaire stories that I have, and then my millionaire mentor, and so it's kind of inevitable. So you want to make sure that you have a lawyer, you have an accountant, and maybe that you meet at least twice a year. Maybe every 6 months, just to make sure you're on track, make sure you all are on the same page of what you want to grow. So that's building your dream team, or it may be time for you to add some business partners or a business partner. The last thing I want to touch. Oh, I touched on it already. It's the content for your website and the blog, which is very important, and working on being consistent. When it comes to writing posts on your website, you also need to ensure that you're thinking about your search engine optimization. You want to make sure that you're using keywords that people are using on a regular basis, and your articles or your blog definitely has that content in it. If you don't know anything about it, one of the things that's always stuck in my mind with my mentor is that you don't have to be super smart, but you need to be smart enough to hire smart people. So I don't know if you all heard of Fiverr. They have helped me out a lot on a lot. Anything you need about your business, anything you need, you can find somebody on Fiverr. Fiverr is, just in case you don't know, www.fiverr.com. And you can go there. It's pretty much like international people competing for jobs. They would do anything for you, help you write your content, help you look up keywords. They're very, very good. But you do, should be careful, also. But it's a very good place to start if you don't know how to do these things. Very reasonable priced. So, I wanted to share that information with you. And so I'm going to end with that. I hope that you enjoyed the story of Debbie Fields. I hope I was able to share some information with you that I felt like that was very important and wouldn't take up so much of your time. So thank you again. This was episode 3. Talking about Debbie Fields and her multi-million-dollar business. So I hope to see you next Monday at Millionaire Mindset Monday. Keep up the good work. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Um, and so I know that you can do it. Keep your eyes on the prize. Don't forget, write down your goals. Go ahead, do a business plan. Hey, Fiverr did the business plan. They'll help you with a business plan. You need it. You got to have it. So I'm going to thank you again for tuning in to Madam Finance. And I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day on purpose. And remember, it's always a choice. Thank you and have a wonderful day.